Google or whatever to get the live link.
So if you go on Facebook and then look up the Antigonish Chamber of Commerce, the live video should be on our feed right at the top as soon as you click on the page.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all here this evening to meet the candidates for the Municipality of the County of Antigonish. Secondly, I invite you all to take a moment to find a seat if you can, and then we'll get the evening underway. We'd like to keep this close to 5:30 as start time as we can. Is there any extra seats that people can share or point out to people? There's a few offers there for some chairs, but there's not that many more left, I guess. We have one up front here. Somebody's anxious for a seat. Please feel free. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for Meet the Candidates event here, presented by the Antigonish Chamber of Commerce and proudly supported by the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors. For those of you who I haven't had the pleasure to meet, my name is Ken Farrell, and I'll be your moderator for this evening. The Antigonish Chamber of Commerce would like to acknowledge that we are gathered here this evening in ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people, past, present, and future caretakers of this land. Tonight we are pleased to welcome the candidates for the Municipality of the County of Antigonish for their council positions in the upcoming election. I would like to introduce to you at this time, starting with District 1, and I will ask the candidates to stand, if they please, to acknowledge the crowd, and I've asked them to excuse my back as well at the same time. From District 1, Jennifer McCaffrey. Still with District 1, Mary McLeod. To District 2, Adam Jaden Clay. District 2 as well, Christopher. Donald Grady, who is running in District 2, is not in attendance this evening. Still with District 2, Terry Penny. Still with District 2 as well, Andrea Humphrey, and she will not be in attendance this evening, but Lauren Kaiser, the Executive Director for the Chamber of Commerce, will have a few comments to say on her behalf here this evening. To District 3, Daniel Bud McGinnis. Rachel McLaughlin. And Jason Mason. District 4, Sean Brophy. As well, Michael McCacker, who is not in attendance this evening. And also in District 4, we have Cool Garrett Singh. To District 5, we're halfway there. Renee Curry. Wayne Lawson. And in District 6, we have Shane Chisholm. And Nicholas McGinnis as well. For District 7, John Duggar. For District 8, we have Gary Matty, who is not with us this evening. To District 9, we have Harris McNamara, who is with us this evening and will not be speaking, but I will District 10, Janet Bisenmule. And in District 10 as well, Sterling Garrett. Our evening will go as follows, or at least we hope it will go as follows, beginning with District 1, followed by District 2, and so on. Each district candidate will have 4 minutes to introduce themselves, immediately followed by a 3-minute period to respond to a random question selected to pre-submitted question. The order in which they go will be determined by draw. We'll also have a time where people will be holding up a sign to let the candidates know we have 1 minute remaining, then 30 seconds remaining, and then of course that will advise the candidates that it's time to wrap up. In the interest of time, we will ask people to be as prompt as they can in following the time schedule. And after the event this evening and the public speaking piece, there will be an opportunity for you, the people, to spend some time with the candidates and have a word with them and express your concerns or whatever you might like to with them as well. So we will get things underway. Lauren?
Jennifer first.
Our first speaker is Jennifer McCacker from District 1.
of Commerce for organizing this event that we, the candidates, can meet and mingle with the community and with business people. Can I have a show of hands? Who here owns a business in the town or county? And who's a member of the Chamber of Commerce? Fantastic. So I'm a small business owner. I have a bookkeeping business called Balance Means Bookkeeping Services. So if you're not a member of the Chamber of Commerce, I suggest that you talk to Lauren Pfizer. The Chamber does fantastic things. And if elected, I hope to work with them to ensure that the business community needs are met. So my name is Jennifer Packer. I guess you can say that I'm a come from away, as my family moved here when I was 16. So it was cottage country at the time, but now call it home. Arisaig is where my maternal grandmother grew up. So she was a McDonald from the house beside the church on the hill in Arisaig. So I chose to stay in Arisaig after I graduated in Cinemex with my BBA and got married because this is a fantastic place to raise kids. I'm running for municipal council because I love our community and because I have a fantastic community role model in Mary McClellan, who has served our district well for many years. I'm a long-time volunteer from Arisaig Community Fundraiser, Parents Association, HM from the Elementary School, to the Student Advisory Council of Upper Downey Hills Regional High School. I've loved my fair share of hours. I have many fond memories as a Girl Guide leader, and my support of my children's interests led me to be on the board of the basketball team, as well as president of Storm Volleyball for 9 years. More recently, I was the treasurer for the Antigonish Chamber of Commerce, the North Shore Voluntary Fire Department, and the Antigonish Snow Dog Snowmobile Club. In all of these positions, especially ones that put me out of my comfort zone like coaching volleyball, I asked questions, I researched ideas, and I did things a little differently. I hope to bring the same curiosity to county council, and I know that I will be a great team player. I plan to work for the municipality as a whole with a lens on my district. Let's look to the future, to tomorrow. Thank you. I didn't think that I was quiet, actually. If you ask my husband, I'm always the loudest one in the room. But I did go door to door the other day, and the lady said, "Dear, I have to go get my hearing aids because you speak so low." That shocked me. So my question is, how do you plan to improve the relationship between local government and business owners to ensure their concerns and address their needs are met? Okay, so this is a high priority for me because I am a business owner. I did sit on the board of the Chamber of Commerce, but I did have to step down from the council. We need open forms of communication. The municipality should continue to work with the Chamber of Commerce to make sure we are addressing the needs of the business community. Through them, we make opportunities to meet with industry groups, to hear concerns, and with them, we find a way to address those concerns. We need to provide a platform for engagement. There should be an integrated approach that uses traditional consultation as well as innovative online tools. Examples of this could be face-to-face consultation, crowdsourcing, social media, citizen panels, live streams, or planning cells. So work has already begun on some of these issues with the council's combined town and county tourism strategy, but we need to continue to develop this strategy and execute it. Thank you very much.
Still with District 1, please welcome to the podium Mary McClellan.
So my name is Mary McClellan, as you know, and I want to wish you a good afternoon and thank you very much for coming. It's great to see so many people here tonight. So I've represented District 1 on Municipal Council for the last 32 years. Over this time, I've seen many changes. Affordable housing is a chronic problem, and that's one that the county is addressing. At present, there are 12 units on Appleseed Drive, and there are 70 more in planning. So that is one thing that I'm really serious about. And a little bit about myself. I live in Malignant Grove. If you've ever driven out that way, you would recognize my house because I have a lighthouse on the edge of my driveway and a very large palm backyard, which everybody seems to enjoy. So I've been on council for 32 years, as I said, and why have I chosen to run in this election? Because the last 32 years I've worked diligently on council to represent residents of Antigonish County through teamwork with fellow councillors and staff. So I enjoy my practically life history on Antigonish Municipal Council, and I enjoy the work and I enjoy the people that I work with. So a little bit more about me. I was a teacher. I taught school in Antigonish, Victor County for 37 years. And I retired in 1993 and went on council in 1992. So I have raised my family in Malignant Grove, and I'm very, very busy and interested in the community and the other communities that I serve. I'm on all of the volunteer communities in both Araceli and down in Cape George. I chair most of those committees, and I worked on most of the committees, and I worked with a wonderful bunch of volunteers. I don't have a whole lot of hobbies, but I do like to knit, cook, and paint. Sometimes, not always. I am very interested in serving on council again. I feel that there's much to be done on council, and I feel that my experience and I can add a lot to what I'm doing there now. There's going to be a lot of changes in council, and I feel that I have a strong background that I can represent Antigonish County, and with my experience, I can help the new people that are coming forward. There are a number of things that I would like to get done on council if we're elected, and that would be will help with the young people that are working to look after issues that they're dealing with. It's not easy to meet with people, but I'm always available, and I'm very interested in everybody's activities that they're doing. So I will once again thank you for letting me here and for allowing me to speak to you and tell you a little bit about my background. Do you have any questions? So my question is, what do you consider the most pressing issues for your district, the municipality at large? So for my district, the main issue that we have in District 1 is very poor or no cell service. So I worked with staff through Bill Nova Scotia to advocate for improved service. And District 1 was first on the list to receive broadband upgrades. Recently, we have an announcement there will be 2 new cell towers in Malignant Grove in the Araceli area. That is the major issue in District 1. at large. As I mentioned before, low-income housing is a chronic issue for Antigonish. And the county has been dealing with this in a number of ways. I've already mentioned Appleseed Drive, the 12 affordable units that's there, and 70 more in plan stages. And land has been donated to the county, by a wonderful volunteer couple. And there's 40 acres near St. Martha's Hospital, and that is going to be used for affordable housing. There will be 86 units in the first stage of development. That is the major issue in District 1. And I think that's basically what I wanted to say. I did not bring my notes tonight, Kim, unfortunately. Well, thank you.
We now move to District 2, and our first candidate to speak this evening will be Carrie Penn.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Terry Penny. And other than a brief foray over the West, as all of us Maritimers did 30 years ago, I spent my life in Antigonish. I've been a resident, a volunteer, and a leader, and I've worked here and I've raised my family here. And I'm now asking for your trust and support to serve as your District 2 councillors. For over 4 decades, I lived in the heart of Antigonish. One of the residents who grew up in a home that lived on the border, my backyard in the county and my front yard in the town. Since then, I've been living in District 2. 10 years of that was spent in the Fringe area of Mount Cameron, and I now live down in Lakeville. Serving my community has always been the core of who I am. Whether it was leading the Antigonish Highland Society as the President and Games Chair for a number of years, supporting women's golf as the Ladies Division President of the local course, fundraising to support St. Yvette's basketball, or chairing the Board of Directors at the Municipality Community Center in Lakeville. I've been driven by the deep belief in the power of community and the importance of giving back. My professional career has taught me many things, but most importantly, my combined experiences have taught me I wasn't just managing teams. I was supporting people through some of the most critical moments of their lives. I learned that true leadership means listening, understanding, and building trust. Educated as a nurse, I practiced for over 25 years at St. Martha's Regional Hospital, first as a bedside nurse, followed by 10 years as a nurse leader. I then transferred my management and leadership expertise to the Nova Scotia Community College Strait Area campus, where I established a practical nursing program before being selected for a campus senior leadership role. Fortunate enough to be able to retire early, I briefly encountered a whirlwind tour around the world, only to receive a phone call to be recruited by the arcade. They were in a time of crisis and needed a CEO. I was hired as their interim CEO, identifying and resolving critical issues, re-engaging staff and management, and building a pathway forward were just a few of the challenges inherent in this position. My leadership and management expertise combined with postgrad studies gives me a wealth of knowledge and expertise in relationship building, conflict resolution, strategic planning, financial accountability, and advocacy, the very skills needed to serve as a counselor. My interest in municipal politics didn't happen overnight. It grew out of a concern for our community. I realized how important it was for residents to be fully informed and involved and have a clear appreciation for the facts. I didn't just sit back, I dove in at that time, attending county council meetings for the last couple of years, studying the Municipal Government Act, and immersing myself in the workings of local government. I engaged in the activities of the provincial legislature, learning to identify, understand, and clarify responsibilities at different levels of government, as well as the roles and impacts of governmental departments on municipal governance. In municipal politics, positive community growth is dependent on three relationships: the relationship among councillors, the relationships councillors have with staff, and the relationship between council and the community. The success of all three of these relationships is dependent on trust. My demonstrated openness, honesty, and transparency will support me as I become involved in moving council forward and building committed, trusting relationships. Together, we can create a future for our county that reflects all of us. I'm ready to serve, and with your support, we can make it happen. And I thought they only did this on Miss America. A further question, at which time I'd like to say I want world peace. What strategies would you like implemented to attract and retain businesses in our areas, especially those that contribute to the unique character and economy of our community? And as I did up these supposed answers to these questions, I knew I would get question number 4. It's the most difficult one to try and, was for me to get my head around. So attracting and retaining businesses that contribute to the unique character of our communities requires a thoughtful and strategic approach. As a starting point, specific strategies are dependent on identifying the issues and challenges faced first, yet the following broad strategies would facilitate attracting and retaining businesses. Businesses must feel our community is inviting and welcoming. They have a choice of locations these days. Let's make it easy for them to choose Antigonish. Choose a one-stop shop, reducing the bureaucratic hurdles that businesses claim that they face. Streamlining policies and permit processes indicate we want you here. While feeling welcome is important, so is feeling supported. Mentorship and one-on-one counseling between established and new startup businesses would foster community inclusion. Peer-to-peer support can offer guidance in the avoidance of common pitfalls. The world of business support and finance can be daunting for the small, homegrown business owners. Council can encourage homegrown businesses by assisting them in exploring existing availability of provincial and federal sources of funding, training, and resources for local entrepreneurs, especially those focused on unique and culturally significant products and services. And then we could see home-based industries flourish. Can any of you envision brightly painted, unique artisan and food shanties lining the entry to the wharf at Valentine's Cove? I can. We need to market Antigonish as a much-desired location for businesses. Targeted marketing campaigns that showcase local assets such as the quality of life, the panoramic vista in nature, inclusion, our university, our hospital, all contribute to attracting businesses to our area. Success stories need to be valued and shared. Let's show the world how new businesses successfully integrate into our local economy and community. These and other strategies will help create a business-friendly environment. We need to nurture growth while staying true to our community's cultures and values. Thank you.
from District 2 is Christopher.
Does anyone hear me good like this, or you prefer the microphone? Put your hand up if you're okay like this.
Microphone, please.
You'd rather the microphone?
I'm here.
Okay, the microphone is better. Awesome. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. That's what I was asking. Is everybody hearing me good? Is that fine while we're behind? We don't hear well? Is that document at the back? Do you hear me good? Awesome. Good. First of all, I've been a teacher for 26 years, and I find it very important to build relationship. That's the first step. So a lot of you, it's the first time I see you tonight. Thank you very much for being here. That means you're playing an active role in being a citizen in this community, and that means you're also part of the solution. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you all, the candidate too, for being here. That is a good step in showing that you care for your community, and you're also running the next step to be part of the solution. So thank you very much, all of you. So as I said, I've been a teacher for the past 26 years. Now also, I'm moving because I know some people, you've got the bad luck on the seat and the sun is shining on your face, and I noticed that if I'm a little bit more this way, give you a little bit of a break, and some other people might be helping you move around, because I'm used to staying on my feet. I don't sit down for long. I'm also prone for taking step and action. And also, last thing, if you have an iPhone, you swipe down and you put "Do Not Disturb," and that will be respectful for the rest of the group. And also, some phone just have a side button that will vibrate, so if you need to have somebody contact you during the conference, it'll be at the same time. You'll be able to get notified without distracting the speakers. And talking about knowing the people, how many people here from District 2? Wow, awesome, good. And some I've met, some I have yet to meet. And awesome. And just also, how many from District 5 or have children that attend school in District 5? Okay? Keep your hand up if you could, if you're, could be a test of if your children or yourself have recognized my extended volunteer hours, my dedication, passion, and commitment to my work. You guys can attest to that. Thank you very much. So, I will make it short. I just want to, as a teacher, when I stepped in early in my career, I was very proactive in developing professional development for teacher, either in technology, either I specialize in physical fitness, so I also help with phys ed teacher to also have more accessible training, but also high expectations for students of all age and all level of ability. And awesome. And I also develop, so I continue and develop with helping teachers to be more efficient with technology, more efficient with outdoor education, which I put a lot of work in. All the work that was done at the Comtech School also was helping me with all those projects, gave me the experience to find the funding to build a project, but also how to follow the procedure, and not only the procurement of those funds, also how to spend those funds according to government policies. So that is my experience. So thank you very much again for attending today. And how do you plan to involve residents in the decision-making process in our municipality? Every single door that I've knocked on so far, if I did, I gave you the opportunity to leave your email with me. I'm definitely open to, and I left my email with you for easy reach. I'm definitely open to, if I'm going to provide a quarterly report through email to say what are we up to, what are our projects, what are our hopes for, and as my key thing as a teacher, it always started from the students and the family that I work for. So I think if once people realize that you're listening, paying attention to what they're looking for, and they see you're willing to go the extra yard, because I'm a former X-Men football player, I came here to play football 30 years ago, but I'm willing to go the extra yard when I know something is dear to someone. I'm still young and ready to go and energized, so I'm more than happy to listen to people, and that's what dictates the next project, the next important thing. I'm just a facilitator. I'm not the one that decides the project. The community decides the project, so very happy to see that many of District 2 residents here tonight. You guys make the decision on what's important, and I'm the facilitator and make it happen. Thank you.
Lauren Kaiser will invite you to the podium to share some words on behalf of Andy Pomfrey. You have prepared a statement, I understand, from some notes. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to clarify a couple times. I am not Andrea. I'm Lauren. You're not voting for me. When we invited the candidates on September 12th, Andy let me know she wasn't available this evening. She's spending some time with some family from Ireland. She's all over the province. So she's given me some question responses. So I'm going to pull a question from Pen, and I will read what she has written. She's also posted on her Facebook page, I believe. One second, I'm going to grab a question. Okay. She has, what strategies would you like implemented to attract and retain businesses in our area, especially those that contribute to the unique character and economy of our community? And she says, this is a situation where I feel it's important for me to know what I don't know. I do not have a business degree or any experience in managing or owning a business. I would reach out to the business community and ask for their help in designing strategies. I feel it would be a disservice to the community if I didn't access the wealth of knowledge and experience of the business community to augment the little I do know. Being an artist, I am a very creative person. I feel my ability to think outside the box would be beneficial in building a strategy that is as unique and beautiful as Antigonish. I would better familiarize myself with the Antigonish tourism strategy that was published in 2023 as a starting point, as businesses and tourism go hand in hand. If a structured business strategy was something that the business community felt was needed, I would fully support the development of one and help in its creation where I could. I feel it would be important that any strategy be joint between town and county as business owners live and serve both communities. And that's all. She has some papers in the back as well as some of the other candidates, so if you want more information, you can grab it in the back table. Thank you so much.
Donald Grady is also from District 2 and unable to attend this evening, so we'll move along to our candidate, Adam Baden-Clay, please.
Hi there folks, my name is Adam Baden-Clay. I come from far away. So, just over 22 years ago, I was an Australian Army officer, and something happened that changed my life forever. marketing, studied nursing at St. Beck's, did an internship to Nepal with the Coady Institute, and then made the mistake of travelling to Australia. We've travelled to many places around the world since then. We've lived in several. But for both of us, I think it's fair to say that nowhere has ever felt like home as much as Antigonish does. We truly want to live the rest of our lives here in this beautiful place. We've lived here for 13 years now. We live in a sweet old farmhouse in North Grant on a beautiful property with our 2 children, Emma who's 14 and Cameron who's 12, our very goofy, flippy golden retriever, our almost 16-year-old cat who came with us from Australia and his airfare cost more than ours. We have 2 house bunnies and 34 laying hens. There's a few more eggs than we can eat in a day, every day, so we love to give them to our neighbours and our friends. I work at the Coady Institute as program teaching staff with a focus on adult education, facilitation and participatory project planning and management. So why am I running? As I said, Nicole and I love this community. We want to spend the rest of our lives here. And so it just makes sense that I should want to be part of the decision-making process to continue to make this community an even better place to live. I've always enjoyed offering my time and efforts to the community since moving here. I've been a member of the town fire department for the last 10 years. I've volunteered with various community initiatives over the years, including Get the Town Growing, the edibles you can see around the People's Place Library, a local alternative currency bartering initiative several years ago, and various climate and environmental activism groups over the years as well, which are very important too. I'm currently on the town's Community Enhancement Committee, which works to continue to make our town a more appealing place to live and to live. And I guess most recently I started and have worked very closely with a small group of residents who represent the diversities in our community towards bringing a multifaceted community, sport, recreation and arts facility to our community, which I think is much needed. Inez says I've got 1 minute remaining, but she's wrong. She doesn't realise that. So the combination of these things and a consistent desire to contribute to this community that I love is what caused me to run. What do I bring that might be helpful as a councillor? I have skills in project management gained over 25 years of experience in designing, leading and managing projects and people. I have some financial acumen developed through managing my family's own finances, creating a comprehensive budget to do so, as well as creating and managing budgets for multi-million-dollar projects in my work at Coady and in previous roles. I've developed an ability to bring people together and to work with others, utilising everyone's strengths to get things done. Thanks to my work at Coady and being exposed to citizen-led, community-driven, participatory processes for so many years, I have a decent understanding of participatory approaches and facilitation skills. I believe this is vitally important. The best decisions are made by people when they're fully informed. Most importantly, I bring a values-based approach. In addition to my platform, what I will do if I get elected, I've also publicly shared my values, the core things that I believe, which will inform all of my thinking and decision-making around the council table. Finally, speaking of sitting around the council table, I think it would make really good sense if the 10 of us can each bring the important issues from our districts and then through a facilitated process work together to create an operational plan for the county for the next 4 years. We're all currently out in the community speaking with folks, so we'll be fully updated on what needs to happen in our districts. So if we can work together and prioritise these issues across the entire municipality, I believe that we can really get some important things done in the next few years. So now I need to put my glasses on. How do you plan to improve the relationship between local government and business owners to ensure their concerns are addressed and their needs are met. So I believe, importantly, that my job as councillor will be to effectively represent all of the people of my district and of the municipality as a whole. I've already met with several business owners in District 2, and I've heard their concerns and what they would like from me as their councillor. If elected, I'll continue to reach out to everyone in the community, including, and importantly, small business owners, given their role in bringing employment, economic growth and vitality and vibrancy to our community. Of course, I can't promise to always ensure that their needs are met, because I'll have to balance that with the needs of every other community member and of the community itself. But I can promise that I'll always listen, I'll always communicate as effectively as I can. I think a few tangible things that we can also do that I think will improve the relationship is increase our promotion of our local businesses, increase our promotion of our farmers market and of other things like that, of local eateries, of local trails, of local restaurants and activities. And I think it's really important, of course, to engage students, visitors and local residents, all of them.
Thanks to our candidates from District 2. Now we move on to District 3, and our first candidate to speak will be Michelle McLaughlin.
So first, I want to welcome everyone here. Okay, so first I want to welcome everyone for coming. In my family, I'm known as the political geek of the family. My mom, who her actual birthday is actually in October, she's actually going to be 97, and I'm very thankful that I get to talk to her. Well, we talk a couple times a week, and we always talk politics. So whether it's local, whether it's across the country, whether it's south of us, that one usually is pretty interesting. She has some very, very big opinions on things. And I'm really, really fortunate, I feel, that I've had such great mentors in my life. They have guided me in ways that I never thought possible, and they always had a space for me, even when I wasn't very mentee. I was sometimes kind of against what I wanted to go with what they were trying to share with me. So the other thing I want to say too is thank you to everyone running. Again, this excites me. I believe that having a choice is such a privilege for us, and to be able to have diversity is very, very cool. And like I said, I'm excited about it. So now I'm in the glasses. So as I said, I've been very fortunate to have some amazing mentors. And these are some of the things that I have learned actually through these amazing people. One of the biggest things is that we all benefit when everyone has a seat at the table. And that to me means that whoever it is who's going to be the voice for whichever During this time that we've had to get to this point of where we are with having so many people sitting here, I think people felt like conversations were going to be missed. And again, I'm excited that we're able to have these conversations. So one of the things that really was important to me about having a voice that could represent our area, it was about having someone who really understood the local aspects of where we live. So no matter where each of us are living, we are somehow engaged in the community. I've been living in the area for just over 25 years. My husband actually grew up, I guess I'm considered a from away as well. He grew up in La Carter and then settled in the St. Joseph's area. And we're very fortunate that we have 1 minute remaining. Cool. Okay, we're very fortunate that we have actually 2 of our kids now living in the area as well. And I'm just going to read this fast to you because I didn't realize it was that short. What's important to me is important to everybody else. So the listening, collaborating, building relationships, informed decision making, that's my commitment. And also ensuring that we're building an inclusive environment and especially an environment of trust. I'll strive to have an open and honest dialogue with everyone, proactively sharing information, and even when it's difficult, like I say, those difficult conversations, they have to happen. And we really want to be able to create a safe space so that everyone is able to voice their concerns and also share their visions with us. As the elected councillor, I will be the voice of the seat at council, but the seat is going to belong to the people in District 3. Businesses in our area, especially those that contribute to the unique character and economy of our community. So when I thought about this question, I thought realistically, first we want to identify what is our unique character and economy in the sense of what does that mean to us as a collective, right? Because it's going to mean something different to each of us. That's where the engagement is going to come in. That's where we're going to have those conversations about how do we want to promote ourselves? What is it that's going to attract businesses here? We have to take a look at how do our current development policies in the municipal planning strategy, for example, how is that going to affect new businesses coming in? Are there things that maybe are going to not support certain businesses, even though those businesses may benefit our community? We really have to approach this. It would have to be a combined effort between the municipality and the town, obviously. And we have to look at current committees. Is everything running effectively? Are some things redundant? Can we do things differently? Maybe everything is actually really good. How do we get that to grow? How do we help support that? We really need to take a look at what's been effective in the past, and the way that we're going to do that is by actually talking to the businesses. Thank you very much to the Chamber for doing this, and these are exactly the people who we need to talk to, because they know what we need, and they know why they're here. They can give us that knowledge to help us grow the community even further. What else do I have? Joint committees, focusing on tourism, education, and healthcare in particular. Those are things that are going to attract new people coming here. Those are benefits. It's quality of life. It's about promoting ourselves as this is the place to be, whether you want to live, play, grow your business, whatever it is you want to do, retire. This is where we want to be, and this is what we want to show the rest of the world. Yeah, and that's about it.
Thanks, Rochelle. Our next speaker, our candidate rather, from District 3 is Jason Mason to the podium, please. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jason Mason. I was born and raised in District 3. I still live in District 3. I have a small business in town on James Street Plaza. I teach at the university. I also teach with middle school kids. I teach with high school kids. And I do motivational speaking at NSCC in Pictou. So I talk to their business classes and their administrative professional classes for the last couple of years. Because I have a business, their students want to know, how did you do it? And mostly what I do is I give them permission to fail. Because they're not always going to get it right all the time, and that's okay. And so I give them permission to fail so they can pick up, keep going, and move on. I like to tell people this because a lot of people don't know this, but Antigonish has a national shoe brand that's based in Antigonish. I know this because I own that shoe brand, so I design shoes that are sold all across Canada through Source for Sports, Winners, and Marshalls. And the reason why I tell you that is because I feel Antigonish has the potential to be a headquarter home for national brands. I believe in the potential of Antigonish, and I believe in the people that make up Antigonish. Here we go. How do you plan to involve residents in the decision-making process in our municipality? I have been going door to door now for about a month. I've had the privilege of visiting more than 220 homes, and I got to talk to a lot of people, and I get a lot of opinions and a lot of suggestions. It's all positive, and it really encourages me to go knock on next door. How do we involve people? I found that people in our town want to be involved, but they don't always know how to be involved. I have a website for my personal campaign, and I feel that just disseminating information and making information available to people is the best way to keep them informed and engaged. The internet, I feel, is the best way to engage people, so I do intend to make as much of the goings-on in the day-to-day of the municipality a public address to the people, that if they choose to, they can go look for it. And when I say that, I don't feel that everyone should have to go out and look for the information. You choose representatives because you've got better things to do. But if you choose to go look for the information, I want to make it available to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. And we now welcome to the podium from District 3, Bud McGinnis.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Congratulations to all the candidates for bringing the name forward. It's never an easy thing to do. My name is Bud McGinnis, and my homestead is in Ohio West. I always love saying it extends 100 acres up the Kepwick Mountain, which I'm very proud of. And I have, Lori and I have 3 beautiful daughters that all work in healthcare. 2 of them live in Antigonish and 1 in Halifax. We have 6 grandchildren. 2 of her grandchildren are in the construction industry, 1 in Antigonish and 1 in Quebec. We have 2 grandchildren that are attending Cinevex at the present time, and we have 2 grandchildren in high school. Now, I started my working career with my dad many years ago at the Co-op Farm Services here in Antigonish, and Dad and I were best friends while we worked together for 17 years, and he was actually just a District 3 councillor way back in the day during that time. And during the time I was working at the co-op, I had a couple of part-time jobs as well. I was a representative of the Canadian Scholarship Trust Plan. And I'm glad I bought some RESPs for myself because my grandchildren are using them now. And so I had the opportunity to, in the early 90s, to move to Shubenacadie, to manage the Shubenacadie Farm Store. And so I was there for a couple of years. And then in 1995, I had the opportunity to come home and manage the Antigonish Arena. And I managed the Antigonish Arena for 26.5 years. 2 years away from Antigonish was enough. I had to get home. And it's the proper time to say, during my 26.5 years at the Antigonish Arena, my board was made up of every warden and every mayor and councillors on both town and county, and they worked so well together and gave me so much support and gave the arena so much support that I think this is the proper time to thank them for all that support that they gave me over the years. So a little over 2 years ago, I retired, and I wasn't retired very long, and then I became the technical director with the Recreation Facilities Association of Nova Scotia. So when someone meets me in the grocery store and they say, "How's retirement going?" I said, "Well, I used to work for one facility, and now I work for 69. But it is a part-time job. It's considered 20 hours a week, but right now we're doing a lot of traveling because we're doing roundup meetings with provincial representatives about accessibility and funding and that type of thing. So we deal with a lot of things that we would be dealing with on council as well. If elected, growth, infrastructure, recreation, disaster preparedness, cell phone coverage are a number of items that are concerning to me. And like other candidates said, being the voice of the people in your community, being accessible and means a lot. Antigonish is a great place, and let's continue to make it even better. Thank you. Who's your favorite hockey player of all time? Well, tonight it's Kenny Farrell. How do you plan to improve the relationship between local government and business owners to ensure their concerns are addressed and their needs are met? Well, first of all, we have to provide the environment for successful business in Antigonish. We have to realize what their needs are. And we may as well talk about the elephant in the room. I'm sure we all smell it on the way in. You know, the town and the county have to work together to fix infrastructure that needs fixing. It doesn't make any difference where it is. If we can smell it, it's our problem. If we have to drive over it, it's our problem. So it's important for us to work together, both town and county, to provide the necessary solutions for the problems we have. Thank you.
We now move on to District 4, and our first candidate to speak will be Sean Rowe. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Rowe. I'd like to address the here in Antigonish. I've been married for the same woman for 36 years. I'm blessed with two beautiful boys, a lovely daughter-in-law, and two grandchildren. I served one 4-year term on the county council. I worked for the first 4 years. There's a
some of the present councillors to explain two things that might have been a little foggy through, and I'm sure that going forward it will be helpful in the new council. What I'd like to see in the future is the town and county having a joint town water sewer committee. We need to secure another water source, possibly another water plant. We can look ahead and move forward, and let Antigonish reach its full potential for development and for our children's future. Thank you very much. Ready? Plans to improve relationships between local government and business owners to ensure their concerns are addressed and ready for that. Okay, the county now downstreams all the meetings, and I encourage everyone to take part. I invite residents to join the committees and make sure to improve the website. So that's what all I got for you. So, anyway, folks, thank you so very, very much.
Michael McCaffrey, who's also a candidate in District 4, is unable to attend this evening, so we'll move along to our next candidate, Colbert Singh.
First of all, I'm very thankful to General Province and 98.9 XFM and everyone who showed up today. My name is Kulbir Singh. I'm a scientist and a businessman by profession. I was born in a very small farming town in India, right at the border of India and Pakistan. And because of the situation between these two nations, that area has still not seen much development over time. I was a farmer, everybody else on our side was a farmer. We were a small community, supporting each other. Community has always been everything to me and to my heart. But I couldn't see the equivalent value of having education and working hard. So I decided to go for education. I did my PhD in chemistry and wanted to be a scientist. And for that, I needed to have an experience in cutting edge research. And this is how I got to Antigonish. It was a 2-year plan for me to come here, work with a professor at CFX, learn things, go home, and be a scientist. I came here in 2006 with my wife. We were newly wedded at the time. We realized very quickly that Antigonish community is extremely welcoming. We have never experienced that before. We made friends very quickly, and the friendship grows so quickly and so good. They become eventually our extended family here. They always were there for our own festivals, and they always invited us to their celebration. Eventually, they introduced to wider community, and we start interacting with the community. While doing so, it was always on the back of my head that I should have to do something for this community. And then we have 2 young kids here, and we are working hard to grow them very good citizens of Canada. And Antigonish community is helping us in doing so. So, as I was saying, I want to give back to the community, but being a young family, I didn't have much time to do it. I did do every volunteer work that was offered to me and try to be as much as I could provide to the community. Last year, I got an opportunity which was larger in size, and that was to participate in a project that was focused on mental health. And it was very successful. It was a comedy cabaret, new in town. I was one of them. And then I learned that my non-religious skills are looking very good. And then I thought, how good will be my technical skill? And then I started thinking that this was also the time when I was paying attention to local politics, and it clicked. And that's what I did to do. What do I bring to the table? I'm a scientist and a businessman. I do process development. I do project management. I do dealing with the government. I do dealing with the government agencies. And I have 3 years experience from India working for a non-profit organization. And in my command, we made our donation went 10 times up. Thank you very much. Okay, this is one question. This question number 4, and that is, what strategies would you like implemented to attract and retain businesses in our area, especially that contribute to the unique character and economy of our community? I think this is extremely creative question, and it practically is everything. And my simplest answer to this is that I have my ideas, I have my plan, I can produce strategies, and at the same time, do I need to invent a wheel? And then I think, we don't know I need to invent a wheel, but we do need to invent a tire. But that means I will need to know if we are trying to deal with certain population businesses, then I need to understand what they want first. And then I read how other people have served those needs. And then craft my own plan based on that plan. Within that plan, it's very important to have the same from our own community, but because community interact with all the businesses. Our unique character is we are university town, and we do businesses that are dedicated to the housing and food and catering industry. So we need to interact with those businesses, see what they say, and then go forward, and then that's the one way to retain them. Thank you.
We now move on to District 5, and I'd like to the podium candidate Wayne Watts.
Bienvenue à tous cet événement. Je suis Wayne Watts et je suis fier et excité d'être ici en tant que candidat dans le District 5, une siège au conseil et comté d'Antigonish. Welcome everyone to this event. I'm Wayne Watts, and I'm proud and excited to be here as a candidate of District 5 for a seat on County Council. To show how committed I am, my wife and I are here celebrating our 26th anniversary with you all. Born here at St. Martin's and raised by my parents in District 5, and were also raised in the same community. Our roots go back many generations. My wife and I are very happy to have been able to raise our 3 children right here where I grew up. I feel blessed to have lived here my whole life. I was fortunate, very fortunate, through the years to be able to experience such things as farming, lobster fishing, and boat building, which dates back to my grandfather, handcrafting boats for local fishermen. At age 14, I became a member of the Company Volunteer Fire and Emergency Service as a junior firefighter. Before retiring in 2022, the 35 plus years of volunteering in Company Fire and Emergency Services not only taught me teamwork within our department, but with other with many other departments of the town and county of Antigonish, as well as neighboring counties, which most, if not all, belong to the Strait Area Mutual Aid Association. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with many first responders, such as law enforcement and emergency health services. I feel that experience taught me to communicate well with others and look at all aspects of any situation when making important decisions for the benefit of others. I feel this experience is valuable and transferable to what is required as a member of county council. We are fortunate in our district, in the town and county as a whole, to be able to attend so many special events such as Carnival de la Conquête, Antigonish Town Games, and races at Riverside, just to name a few. The communities are rich with various arts and culture. It's great to see so many events and attractions in every district, which only help to boost tourism and generate more business to all our locally owned and operated small businesses. Businesses are a very important part of our community. If you look around, you can see that there are many successful locally owned and operated businesses. That not only provides great service, but also creates employment opportunities for people around the community. I feel it's important to recognize and support local business. We have an abundance of sport and recreation opportunities in various districts with promote physical activity, organizing community events, and provide programs for residents of all ages. If elected, I look forward to working side by side with all fellow councilors and constituents in each district. Thank you. How do you plan to involve the residents in decision-making process in our municipality? Although door-to-door meeting people, a variety of concerns came up. Water and sewer were brought up on a few occasions. The preservation of Canadian culture is very important to many people. I really see the importance of communication and cooperation. People are happy I think when we meet face to face and you know they will be there, you will be able to reach out to you if you elected. I will do a deep scan of county activities and find answers to your questions. And thank you and have a good night.
Our second candidate for District 5, please welcome to the podium, Renee Curry.
I'm not used to speaking. Bonjour. Hello. I want to say thank you to all of us, for all of you rather, to come and meet with us and getting to know us a little better. My name is Renee Curry, and I'm running for District 5. I live in downtown Pomket. For those who are not familiar with the area, imagine a triangle. So we have the fire hall and the church on one corner, and then we have the Bucknell Ducks Community Hall in another. And then we have the Pomket School here, along with their newly built community center, and my driveway is right in the middle, so downtown Pomket, right? And I'm just going to get this out of the way. So I am the mother of 8 kids. Yes, you did hear that right. And before, I'm just going to jump again here, and before you ask me, yes, they are all mine. Well, they're ours. It was the team, right? But you do know that I can multitask. I can juggle heavy schedules. You know what they say, if you want something done, ask a busy person, right? So that would be me. Have you ever wondered who your person was on municipal council? Or what does your municipal council do anyway? What do they do? I know I did when I first started on this journey, and that's part of the reason why I decided to run the council. I believe representation is important, and it's important to see yourself in the candidates that are representing you. I am a small business owner. I work as a massage therapist here in the community, and communication and
the bedrock also of healthy communities. I hold a master's in sociology, so I like data and research. That's my geeky side. I have ample board experience, and I'm familiar with committee work. I'm actually on 4 boards currently, 2 locally, 1 province level, and 1 for Atlantic Canada. I also do volunteer work more on the sidelines, doing individual work with breastfeeding mothers, helping them with their concerns and their questions, and I often will bake items for the school bake sale. So, the story of my why wouldn't be complete without talking about my family and acknowledging the role that they play in my decision to run. Family is what brought us to Antigonish. My husband Paul runs the Claymore Inn and Justin Cafe and Bakery. He took it over from his father, Rick Curry. Before that, the Currys came to Antigonish area to run the ambulance service. So I am a transplant, yes, but I am growing deep roots. This is my forever home. I fell in love with the area when we first started dating, and I never dreamed that I'd be able to raise my family here. I'll finish with a glimpse of what it is to go door to door in District 5. I've been going at it with my family for quite a number of weeks now. So I started wearing slip-on shoes. Mostly, well, part of the reason was because I got blisters from making a poor decision in footwear. Rookie move, what can I say? But mostly because when you knock on a stranger's door, I would be greeted with, "Come on in." And so I would then have to fumble with my sneakers. And so I decided to start wearing slip-on shoes so that I could slip them on and off as needed. I have gone home with a bucket of green beans, string beans from somebody's garden. And in fact, they came back to me a couple days later with another bucket full for me to enjoy. My kids have been greeted with treats and juice boxes for their hard work. And of course, we can't forget the gentleman that, upon hearing that I had 8 kids, asked me, "The nights in Pocket aren't that cold, are they?" So I'm ready for my question, but I don't have anybody with me now. So my question, drum roll, how do you plan to involve residents in the decision-making process in our municipality? So I feel the role of a municipal councillor is to engage with not only its constituents, but also the community at large. We have the county website, and it would be important to have always the minutes and the agendas available for us. I know they're mostly there, but not always. We are lucky to have our meetings live streamed, so I've been attending many of those. Now that we have that, we have the technology available for online voting as well. I know the town has it, the county does not, so that would be something that I would love to change. Having more accessible voting opportunities is a great way to have people engage in decision-making process. Our communities are diverse, and we need a variety of ways to connect with people. So councillors should be approachable no matter whether you've known them for 20 years or 5 minutes. They should be easy to go to. Some people are more comfortable picking up the phone. Others will send you an email. Others will corner you at the grocery store. As we have to be flexible as councillors and meet people where they are. For anybody that has kids in schools, we know what strategy they use. They will send an email from the principal. The teachers will send an email. There's class dojo stuff going on. Then there'll be a paper in your kid's school bag, and then there's also posts on Facebook. So we get bombarded by the information. Now, I'm not saying that's what I want to do, but we need to be able to find ways to connect with people in a variety of ways, and for people to be able to opt out of the methods that don't work for them. Using our local radio station to inform people of what's going on at council and community events would be great as well. We can also make use of formal processes like focus groups, town hall meetings for issues that need bigger input. District 5 has many local events. So we have the Carnaval de Pontet, we have Acadian Day, we have lots of fundraisers at the fire hall. And we also have gatherings after Mass at the front of the church. So these are all great ways for somebody to come and connect with me and say, hey Renee, I have this question. And I think it's perfectly acceptable for me to say, I never thought of that. Because we all have different brains and we all think of things differently. And so my response to that would be like, let me find out for you, where can I get in touch with you? One last idea, I'd love to engage our youth. It's dear to my heart. If elected, I would like to have tables set up in schools during lunch breaks to be able to chat with the kids and get them involved. Kids actually have a lot of great ideas, and they are involved in the community. They're running all over, let me tell you. And so having a way for them to get interested in politics at an early age, and having, for instance, a youth council if there's enough interest. So those are some of my ideas. But again, if you have more, I'd love to hear them. Thank you.
We now move on to District 6, and I'd like to invite to the podium Shane Chisholm.
Sorry, I was at work. My name is Shane Chisholm. I'm born and bred in New Hampshire. I live in St. Andrews, Montgomery Road, to be precise. I've always enjoyed politics. Politics was the bread and butter at my family's house for many years, between my father and my grandfather. I have 3 kids, Dylan, Logan, and Shivan. Dylan is learning the construction trade with me. Logan is attending SMU, and my daughter's in grade 11. I've worked construction all my life, from one end of the province to the other. Spent 15 years in Fort McMurray. Antigonish is my house, whether it be the town or the county, it's all. I'm just going to try to represent District 6 to the best of my abilities. I ain't making any promises, and I will be the voice that we want. And it's either be me or Rick here, and we both have the best interest of Antigonish and District 6. That's about it. So, how do I plan to improve the relationships between local government and business owners to ensure their needs are met? Well, at the end of the day, I will see the business owner on a case-by-case basis. What is ever best? If you're a business owner, you need qualified letters to show up every day, to give you 10 hours a day, or 11 or 8, whatever is needed. And to retain those workers, they have to have a fair wage. Things have gotten out of whack the last 2 or 3 years with COVID. Houses, everything is fine. So the only way I could possibly say is I'm going to try. Other than that, I can't promise any more than that. Thank you very much.
Your second candidate for District 6, Nick McGinnis.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nicholas McGinnis. A little bit about myself. I live in Green with my wife Krista, and we have a 12-and-a-half-month-old baby girl named Reed. I went to St. Beck's, did a degree in aquatic resources, and for the past 8 years, I've been working for the Nova Scotia Salmon Association, where I manage their habitat restoration projects, and we work with over 25 different community organizations, watershed groups, and First Nations communities, completing various habitat restoration and watershed stewardship activities. I also own and operate Meadow Green Farm, which is a beef, sheep, kind of a mixed farm, organic eggs and organic pork. Run that out of Meadow Green. I used to sell at the farmers market in Antigonish, and more recently we're selling out of a farm stand located at my neighbor's vegetable farm. Beyond that, my father and I also run a consulting business focused on environmental consulting and fish habitat work. We currently employ 3 people. Some of the projects that we were involved in were the Highway 20 project that took place a couple of years ago between Antigonish and Pictou, where we did the fish habitat assessments from here to Pictou, and we did the compensation work as well. On a volunteer standpoint, I've been on the board of directors, joined this year with the Antigonish Farm and Garden Co-op, and more long-standing, I've been with the Antigonish Rivers Association on the board of directors since 2011. I joined the executive of the organization in 2014, serving for 4 years as vice president, then president, and now in the role of past president. I'm kind of the de facto chair of the Habitat Restoration Committee. Since my time at the Antigonish Rivers Association, we've grown the organization from a small group where we would have an annual operating budget between $5,000 and $10,000 to where we're at today. I'm pretty proud to say that now we have an operating budget well in excess of $150,000 a year. We employ 1 to 2 people a year full-time and have up to 5 seasonal workers. So I guess all of this to say with the farming, consulting, and my work with the Nova Scotia Salmon Association, I have a lot of experience dealing with multiple levels of government, working with businesses, working with farmers, and just working with people out in the community. So I hope to bring those experiences to the table if I'm elected for councillor in District 6. Thank you. Okay, so the question I have is what strategies would you like implemented to attract and retain businesses in our area, especially those that contribute to the unique character of the economy? So I guess there's 2 parts to that question, and I'll begin with retaining current businesses. I spoke to several business owners over the last couple of weeks to try and inform my answer to this question. One of the things I'm hearing from them is business owners in our community, and I think this is across the province, are getting older and nearing retirement, and in not every case are their children taking it over, so they're going to be looking for people to take them over. I think this is an excellent opportunity to engage young entrepreneurs in the community, whether that's through the Chamber of Commerce, through the County Council, or some other third-party organization. It's a great opportunity, either through mentorship or community investment funds, to get young people in a position where they can acquire the capital needed to purchase these businesses. And I think it's a real boon to the economy if we can maintain the businesses we have without losing them. So many businesses in the past have closed down when the owner retired and no one took it over, and it's a real shame. I think in terms of attracting new businesses, just some of the things we can do is just be mindful of as property valuations are increasing even without raising tax rates. the annual expense on taxes is going up. So that's something we have to be very mindful of as councillors. And also just focusing on the basics, the core infrastructure of roads or cell phone reception, those sorts of things are all what build a nice community. And I guess one other thing that I believe relates to this, a strong and clean community is something that attracts businesses. And as I've been meeting with people across my district over the past few weeks, one of the things that's coming up more frequently is the rise in crime rate in our area, break-in-ers and those sorts of things affecting businesses. So we have to address those things as councillors elected because that's what makes a strong and safe community, and that's what attracts business. Thank you.
We now move to District 7, and playing is John Lundgaard, who will join us at the podium.
Good evening, everybody, and I want to thank everybody for coming out to this meeting tonight. Great to see so many people out. I think it's fair to say in the last few years there's been an increase in the interest from the public of what's going on municipally, locally. And another thing that happened because of that is we've got a wide range of candidates. Every seat at this table is filled. And Mr. Chisholm is out in the audience because all the chairs were taken, and there's some folks that weren't able to be here for one reason or another. Great to see the interest. I was first elected to county council 8 years ago in 2016, and as people may be aware, there's going to be a lot of new faces at our council table. 5 councillors, half the council decided not to re-offer. And so we're going to get a lot of new faces, we're going to get a lot of new ideas. Fresh blood is great. And I have to say I'm very impressed with the things I've heard tonight. And hats off to all the people for putting their names forward. I also want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event. And also our physical building host, the Antigonish County Volunteer Fire Department. If I could, I just want to take a second and just say that I think our volunteer fire departments across the county are second to none anywhere. Not just for the job they do, which when you think about it is pretty amazing. They run towards danger and volunteer if they're not even paid for. But they do a lot of other things in our community. When Fiona hit and Dorian hit 5 years ago, we opened the buildings up. A lot of people came in and charged phones and coffee and got to interact with the neighbors. And just our volunteer fire department, this one and all the other ones are just great. A little bit about me, like I said, I've been on county council for 8 years now. I have the good fortune not to have an opponent, so I'm in by acclamation, but I felt personally it was important for me to come out to this meeting tonight. And just you're here to meet the candidates, and I'm a candidate, I just don't have an opponent. So just a little bit about me. My background is retail, a bit of management. When Blockbuster came to Antigonish in 2006, I'm really beating myself here with that reference. I was the manager, and I've worked in retail most of my adult life. And the great thing about retail is you interact with people every day. And something I felt very transferable to the political life. So I've enjoyed it, and that's why I'm staying in it. The biggest thing, and a lot of the candidates have touched on this, is communication with the residents and the businesses as well. excited about the future. Thank you. Mr. Farrell handed me a piece of paper that said, "What is your favorite radio station and why is it 9 XM?" He already told that one. My question is, what strategies would you like implemented to attract and retain businesses in our area, especially those that contribute to the unique character and economy of our community? I think the number one strategy is, well, I shouldn't say number one. I think one of the most important strategies is that we continue to have in the county of Antigonish low tax rate. Our businesses and our residents have enjoyed low tax rates for many years. In the last couple of years, there's been a couple of things. COVID really did a number of our businesses a few years ago, and with that in mind, we did a very modest tax reduction a couple of years ago for the commercial community, and we also did that for our residents this year. As I said before, for this type of thing, I think we need to listen to the experts, and that's the business owners. And every business owner has a unique perspective, and it's important for us to listen. Keep the communication going. And beyond that, just promote our business, promote the uniqueness, and just get the word.
We move on to District 8, where we have Gary Mackey acclaimed, and Gary is unable to be with us here this evening. We move on to District 9. Paris McNamara is in attendance as a spectator here this evening. He's also been acclaimed, so Paris, will you give us a wave to folks? On to District 10, and I invite to the podium at this time Sterling Yard.
Good morning, guys. My name is Sterling Yard. I'm a long-time resident of Antigonish. Actually, I was registered at Dairy Farm West River. From there, I went on to work in the dairy industry for 40 years, given that which I was very grateful for. It's not too often when you get a company where the management will come and ask you advice. That was where I was grateful for. They are very appreciative. When new people really appreciate you. So it means something to them if you're a good employee. So anyways, I retired in 2020, 4 years ago. I wasn't gone 2 weeks. The phone started ringing. Things went into the construction industry. And we worked on everything from the groundwork for some of these sport facilities, whatever, from wharves to docks to everything else. So it's a good broad aspect of people's issues and their concerns. And I do have a small beef farm with the help of people in the agriculture and friends, and I wouldn't have it. But they come in and help, and don't be afraid to ask for advice, because people are willing to give you advice and you. So if you don't know something, you ask. That's my philosophy. I have 4 kids, 3 of which are outside of Brown, where the municipality now. One's still here. We all wish they were. Anyways, I think in this broad, you hear the issues of dairy farmers, beef farmers, vegetable farmers, even the fishermen at the wharves, or even construction work in general. And the big concern, I think, with them is labor. It's prepared to get good quality life. And I think maybe it's for everything. What we can do to address that, I don't know. But it is a big, big problem for us all. And that'd be small business. Anyways, other than that, not retired yet, still work 50 hours a week. So, anyways, since the campaign started, it's been pretty grueling. It is tired, but it's a little time for family. But it's been a long 3 weeks, I think, so far, 2.5 weeks. But anyways, hopefully in the end it'll be worth it. My philosophy is, if we listen to people and really put their issues ahead of your own or whatever, and prioritize them and work with them, go back to the table with their issues and be honest, then you can help them. That's it. That's my philosophy right there. And I'll bring that as far as I can go. That's we got the same one. Anyways, those strategies we like to be implemented to attract and retain business in our area, especially those that can do. See, that's the thing with Antigonish. We're talking about the unique character of the economy. It's so diverse, but each one has their own issues. So there we go, we're listening first. But listen to the problems or issues. Then go back, see if you can help them. And any new business, we have the commerce, we have development, business development, sorry, offices and to guide you. There's grants, there's low grants, and if the municipality, I'm switching the subject here a little bit. And if the municipality can help, and like it'd be great to maintain our tax, level and water, because that's where we can help. As far as that. And another thing with small business, we're talking small business, but I find that with any commission, I support small business. Anytime I can. See, a small business, usually you're going to pay a little tad more. Like say you went to a coffee shop, well, you're going to pay a little more than you did in King. But you get the service that can't go as you work at a coffee shop, you can talk to them, they'll help you out. That's a small business, it's a communication. Anyways, that's all we do. And thank everybody for listening.
Please welcome to the podium our second candidate in District 10, Lieutenant Isabel.
Thank you, Ken, and I just want to say how impressed I am with how well you pronounced my name. So, to that point, the first position I ever ran for, I was 20 years old and I was running to be a delegate to a convention. And so I went up to the front and I held up a sign spelling out my name. And I said, I know the only reason I wouldn't win tonight would be because you didn't know how to spell my name. I am Janet Becigneul. And to this day, somebody who was at that meeting, whenever I see him, he greets me with, well, hello, Janet Becigneul. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and for still being awake at this point and giving me the opportunity to be the last speaker. And I'm wondering how many of you are from District 10 who are here this evening? Hello? Hello? And I hope that we'll have a chance to chat after my remarks. So I'm seeking supportive people in District 10 to serve as counselor. Professionally, I have a long and varied career in communications, government relations, project management, as well as working for 2 provincial party leaders and 2 members of parliament in Ottawa on Parliament Hill and the local MLA. I've always been a problem solver in all of those roles, someone who meets and listens and tries to find a solution. I've been engaged already at the door in finding answers for people, so I feel as though that's been a great opportunity. Currently, I own and operate an Airbnb cottage property, and I provide vacation planning services to guests. And this summer, I launched a successful new business, Haunted Box Antigonish. I'm an avid community volunteer. I was the community contact for 5 years for CBC Radio. Was a member of the Antigonish Affordable Housing Board of Directors for 5 years. Parish Council, St. Ninian Cathedral Parish, including a term as chair. I served on liturgy and youth committees for over a decade. I directed the St. Ninian Sunday Evening Choir for 10 years and then the Children's Choir for 2. I'm a volunteer with Theatre and Festival Antigonish since 2008. And every parent association you can name I was involved in over the years as we raised our 2 children. My favorite was always the Band Parent Association. I've been a homeowner in District 10 for 20 years. My husband Joseph Curry and I raised our family here. Together we have 2 children, Juliana and James, and our beloved 14-year-old yellow lab, Jazz. I was born and raised in Dartmouth, studied at the University of King's College in Halifax. I worked in Cape Breton with CBC and Saskatchewan with CBC, and I moved to Ottawa. And after a time there where I met my husband, we had an opportunity to come and live in Antigonish, and we absolutely fell in love with this place. This is our home, this is where we'll be. And I'm getting this sign that I'm talking long. I believe my professional communications, political, project management, and volunteer experience perfectly prepare me to advocate at Council on behalf of the residents of District 10. I will work with constituents, sharing information both ways, from you to Council and from Council to you. I am responsive and I work very hard. As Councillor, my pledge to my constituents is to bring all my experience to bear on their behalf and to provide transparency in all my dealings. As a communications specialist and experienced project manager, I'll work hard to ensure constituents have every opportunity to be engaged in decision-making and that they are provided with information on council priorities on an ongoing basis. If something becomes a big issue, we haven't communicated about it enough before it happens. And I'm getting this on. Thank you. My question is, how do you plan to improve the relationship between local government and business owners to ensure their concerns are addressed and their needs are met? Well, I've already pledged to the people in District 10 that I will be in regular communication and receptive and responsive, and I pledge the same to the businesses in the community. I believe in that providing good governance is the best way to create the healthiest community, which will attract and retain businesses in our area. And this means we need to strengthen relationships and work collaboratively with town, council, and other levels of government to ensure our basic services are maintained and strengthening relationships with organizations like the Chamber of Commerce, of which I'm a proud new member this year, and the Antigonish Tourism Association, and to support and amplify the wide variety of community groups we're fortunate to have in the area. We all benefit from working closely together to ensure we get the most from all of our shared resources. I do believe that we need to continue to grow and foster our tourism sector, and I have a personal interest in this area. I think we've long undersold ourselves, and that's been changing, and we need to amplify our efforts and attract and to build networks within the community. For instance, I worked with several organizations this last winter and spring, to develop my program for Haunted Walk Antigonish, including Theatre Antigonish, and advice on how to run that, a business school at St. FX, Chamber of Commerce. I had valuable support, and even with a town councillor or two who were also instrumental in helping me develop this. So collaboration, relationship building, communication, those are the keys. And I've been told I'm finished. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal presentations by your candidates. If we could have a round of applause for your candidates here. You're all invited to stay afterwards and share some time with the candidates if you'd like to as well. I'd like to acknowledge the commitment of the Antigonish Chamber of Commerce, not only to the event this evening, but the one earlier this week for the candidates in the town of Antigonish. If we could have a round of applause, our president and Minister. I'd like to invite to the podium at this time Lauren Kaiser, the Executive Director for the Antigonish Chamber of Commerce, to say a few departing words for you folks as you leave here and safe travels this evening. Lauren.
We all can't wait to stretch for those who are lucky enough to have chairs. I'd like to thank all the candidates for sharing with us this evening. It's our hopes that you all leave here today feeling confident in the future municipal leadership of our county and with a better sense of who you'd like to vote for. The Antigonish Chamber of Commerce would like to thank the moderator, Ken Farrell, for hosting this evening. As well as the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors for their support of this event. I'd also like to thank the Antigonish County Volunteer Fire Department for the venue this evening. It's been super handy, and I'm glad we could all fit comfortably. So advanced polls for the municipality of the County of Antigonish's municipal elections will be held on October 12th and 15th, followed by Election Day on October 19th. For full municipal election information, including polling locations for each district as well as the times, we encourage you to visit the Municipality of the County of Antigonish's website. I'd like to thank you all for attending this evening. We have coffee and tea in the back, and you're welcome to stay around and chat.